I saw these wraps on Instagram, and I first thought what a lot of us thought was like, yeah, okay, that's photoshopped. And I am like one of those people that stuff that normally works for other people does not work for me. Like, for example, you know those sticky bras that they keep showing all over Facebook with like where you like pull it? No, I bought one. Okay, the very first time I saw it, I bought one of them suckers, and it does not work. Let me just tell you. Well, I mean, it doesn't work for me. It probably works for everybody else. But so I was super skeptical of the wraps. I was like, okay, they work for all these people. They're not going to work for me. So then I tried the first wrap, and I didn't see results. So I was like, I knew it. And I remembered that 4 wraps was a full treatment.
You're kind of
so if you have a custom results with their, yes. Wait, what?
You're kind of cutting out.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's kind of like going in and out a little bit.
Hang on. 1 second.
Can you hear okay, Courtney? Okay. Courtney said she can hear you, so you can go ahead and just.
Okay. Up here because the internet connection's not the best down there.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to be like extremely quiet. Oh, I thought you were mad because I came up here.
Okay, so anyways, I forgot where I was. So anyways, if you have a customer that's saying that they don't get results with their first wrap, remember that 4 wraps is a full treatment. So I saw amazing results with my second wrap, and then my third wrap made me cry with my results because I was super like, I don't know, I just had like really bad self-confidence. I was like so excited about my results and the way that I looked. So the second month I tried Stretch Mark Cream and then the hair, skin, and nails, and I loved all my results from those. And I decided like, okay, I could do this and make extra income. And so I was super skeptical about the business too, just because I was like, okay, if I do something, I want to go all in with it. And I was worried that, one, I didn't have enough time because at that point I was working 2 jobs and going to school full time. And I was going to school to be a sign language interpreter, which if you don't know, like, how intense that program is, you basically have to go to school 2 full years, including the summer, and you have to do internships all throughout your whole entire school, like not just for 1 year, but for every year, every single quarter. And they crammed everything from a semester into a quarter. So it was just crazy amount of work. And I didn't think I had the time. I didn't know anyone here because I had just moved up here like a couple months before and went to a small church, hardly knew anyone. And so I had basically every reason to not join this business, but I did it anyways because I was like, okay, if I can just get 1 customer, like I won't have failed. And I joined for $100 a month. So clearly I did not have high aspirations for myself. And, so I was like, okay, I can do this. Like, I'm just going to give it my best shot. So I got on social media and I just started sharing all my personal results. And I did not post the right way, if you want to call it the right way versus the wrong way. It was not the best people, not because they were interested in the wraps, but because they thought that my Facebook got hacked. And they were, that's me, they're the wraps. Have you ever heard of them? Do you want to try them? And they were like, oh. So I just started talking to people. I didn't know what I was doing. I was ignorance on fire. My seller didn't really do a whole lot with me. She was there to help me and answer questions, but she had only been in the business for a little bit too. So we were both just kind of figuring it all out as we went. And I did my first wrap party because I didn't think that that was an option. So do a wrap party. If you have been in this business for a year, still haven't done a wrap party, do a launch party. Like, you don't have to call it a launch party. You can call it a spa party or like a, I don't know, whatever. And do that though, because I got my very first distributor from that party. And I got 3 customers. I made $150 in wrap cash from 4 girls. And it was just crazy because people saw right off the bat that I was making extra money and making wrap cash. And $150 to me was huge. You know, that was like almost a week's pay as a nanny. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like I did this in 2 hours. And so that really gave me the confidence. Like, I feel like a lot of you are like thinking, you know, okay, well, I haven't gotten a lot of customers very fast yet. And you think that it's because, you know, you're just not talking to people like quickly enough on social media, or, you know, you have to talk to them multiple times for them to be able to say yes to the products. But whenever you have them in front of you at a party or something like that, they're going to say yes right away. And that's going to give you a huge boost of confidence to show you that people do want the products and they do like the way that the greens taste and things like that. It doesn't have to be super like fancy or anything like that. You just need to throw something together and have a wrap party and get people in front of you and talk to them about the products. And then, so I joined in October, middle of October, promoted to executive in December. I remember getting a phone call from the girl that I was placed under, and she was like, hey, you're only one order away from executive. And I was like, what's that? And she was like, what? I was like, I have no idea what executive means. And she was like, you need to sign up one more customer before the night is over. So I remember New Year's Eve 2014, I was sitting at Red Lobster and I signed up a customer and I went executive that night, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can actually do this. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I can do this. So I encourage you to look at your Ruby chart, know what an executive is. I'm not saying that was the best thing, but just like that just goes to show, like, you don't have to know every single thing about the compensation plan and every single generation bonus and levels. And I'm just throwing out words. I don't know what any of that means now. Like, to be completely I don't know what any of that stuff is, and you don't have to be successful. It does help, probably, if you have a Ruby chart in front of you, you know exactly what you're shooting for. And I wish that I would have done that, because I probably would have promoted to Ruby instead of executive that night if I had known what I was shooting for. So anyways, have your charts out, but just start running, just start posting, just start talking to people and getting excited about this, because a lot of my first distributors, so I had the one from the party, but another one was from school who I never knew before, but she saw me always using these products at school. She was like, what are you doing? And she wanted to do it. So anyways, then I promoted to Ruby in February 2015, so a couple months later, and sat there for a year. And I remember during that year, I was working my business. So a lot of you are like, oh my gosh, she was a Ruby for a year. She wasn't doing anything. But I was, and I was making really good money as a Ruby, but I still, like, I don't know what it was, but I was trying to, like, put into words the other night on a Zoom, like, what was the difference? And I really think that it was because I wasn't pouring into my team. I was just trying to do it all on my own. And you can get to things like executive and Ruby by yourself. Even if your team isn't working, you can, fill those boxes for them with customers if you really try. But to go to Diamond or any type of leadership rank, you have to, pour into your team and show them how to be leaders too. And I wasn't doing that. I was just thinking, like, okay, well, I'll just do it all on my own. Like, I don't really care if they don't work. Like, I'm just going to do it. So I was a really selfish leader. I was not very good at teaching my team and pouring into them. So I sat at Ruby for a long time, and I was almost ready to give up. I literally almost quit. And the only reason that I didn't quit was because right before that summer, they had done a promotion to go on the cruise to Mexico. It was the very first cruise we ever did. And I was like, well, I've never been to Mexico. I've never been on a cruise. Like, I'm so sick of Michigan. I'm ready to go somewhere warm. And the cruise is going to be in November, which I'm thinking, or December. And so I was like, okay, lots of snow. Like, I would love to be in Mexico. So I worked my tail off for that, and I earned the trip to Mexico. And I thought it'd be super awkward to quit the company that gave me the free cruise and still go on the cruise. So I was like, well, I guess I should just stay in the company. So I didn't quit, and that's honestly the only reason why. Well, then I went on the cruise, my very first event ever besides an OTOM. Okay, I'd never been to a conference. They didn't have green carpet that year, I don't think. And if they did, I definitely didn't go. So go to events. Like, if you didn't go to a conference, maybe you weren't even in the business, you're in conference in February, go to green carpet. Like, I know it's super last minute, but go get a ticket, go buy a plane ticket and go there. Hitch a ride if you have to. Like, I don't care what you have to do. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, a thing just popped up that said my internet connection's unstable. Okay, so.
No, I can still hear you.
Okay, cool. So, anyways, that event changed my life. And I just got around all these people who were just like me. Everybody was on that cruise. Ambassadors, Rubies, like, there were all different types of people. And I started looking at these people who were the top income earners, presidential diamonds, ambassador diamonds, and I realized that they looked just like me. Like, they weren't any different than I was, except that they had Louis Vuittons. They were nicer dressed, but otherwise we looked exactly the same. And so I was like, I can do this. If they can do this, why can't I not do this? And so I left with such a fire and, like, all of these tips from these people who had just, like, poured into me that week. So I left as a Ruby about to quit, went into the cruise as a Ruby about to quit, left the cruise with such a fire that 2 months later, in February of 2016, I double promoted from Emerald to Diamond in the same day, earned $22,000 in bonuses, and quit my job as a waitress and assistant manager at Finish Line. So I was working 65 hours a week at that point. When I went diamond, like the month that I promoted, I was still working 65 hours a week. And I was determined to do it, whether my team was coming with me or not. I was like, we're doing this. And then I sat at diamond for a year, 13 months actually, because after I went diamond, I was like, okay, cool. I retired myself. Like I can't think of anything else that I'd be able to do. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not thinking of a new why, so I'm just going to chill because I'm good with diamond forever. Like, that's fine. I honestly didn't see anything more for myself. I didn't ever think that I could be a double diamond, and I stopped dreaming. I stopped teaching my team, and one of the things that I did was I looked at everyone on my chart, and I saw, you know, okay, for my diamond, this person's a 400 leg, this person's an executive, and that's all that I saw for them. You know, in their minds, they were like pushing for diamond, but I was like, no, I just need you to be executive. Like, that's fine. As long as you say executive, I'm good. So that was super selfish, but that's the way a lot of us think. When we look at someone on our chart, they're like, oh, they're just an executive, and then you pour into them just enough to get them there where you need them, but not like necessarily enough to where they want to be. So that's something that I did wrong whenever I was a diamond, and that's probably why I sat there for so long. And then, you know, I was blocked in for double diamond, so I went diamond in February. I was blocked in at the end of April for double diamond, and I didn't promote until this past March. So that just goes to show you, like, even if you have distributors, like, if you're not pouring into them and teaching them and loving them and training them, like, it may not even, like, you may not even promote still, you know? So then I went to conference and this past year, and that's really where like everything clicked for me, and I really don't know how to explain it, but those of you who've been to conference, you know what I'm talking about, and there's just not really words to explain what happens there. But, so yeah, then I left with like a super big fire, and like I was not even close to double. I needed 9 distributors when he announced the promotions again. And I was like, no, we're doing this. And by the end, so that was on Saturday. By the time I left on Monday, I had all 9 distributors that I needed. And we were just working on volume. And so we promoted in March. And then I looked at my triple diamond chart and laughed. And then I was like, okay, yeah, right. Double's fine. But then I was like, no, I'm not doing this again. Like, I'm going to think even bigger. And so then last month we promoted to triple diamond because everyone on my team was running, and we were so excited, and they have awesome bonuses, and our company super takes care of us because they did like the bonuses super different this year, which I love. So yeah, I don't know, that's my story, basically, kind of a long story, but
I love it. I just love your story. And I love how you were so consistent, even though, I mean, you thought about quitting, but you didn't give up, and it took you a while to get to double diamond and triple diamond in those leadership ranks, but you didn't quit. You didn't give up. You kept going, and now you're a triple diamond, which averages over $8,000 a month. So you went from someone that wanted $100 a month to making over $8,000 a month and being a 5-figure income earner a month. Like, that's so, so incredible. Some people wanted to know, like, after you went full-time with It Works, or even not going full-time, but you work your business consistently and stuff, what does your daily schedule look like with your business? Like posting, messaging, you know, do you have a certain thing you do every single day, or you kind of just wing it, or like what are some things you do make sure you do every single day for your business?
So
pause.
Aww. So sweet.
Proceed.
Okay.
Proceed.
So every single day, I message people, follow up with people, because the fortune's in the follow-up, so it's super important. And I talk to my team every day. So that's either like my whole entire team, or like the core people on my team, like as far as like core people, meaning like people that are promoting this month. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not super like rigid about like how many I do. A lot of people are like, how many people do you message every day? And I don't have a certain number. I don't think I could keep up with that even if I tried to. Like, I don't know if I could count how many people it is, but I know Jade Hooper said once, whenever somebody asked her that, she was like, just as many people as it takes for me to lay down in bed at night and say, like, I can pat myself on the back and say, you did good, Jade, good job. And so that's kind of exactly how I am. Like, that really put it into words. Like, I just do as many as I can, and however many that is that day. And like, you have to be easy on yourself too. Like, for me, I'm such a red personality, which is somebody who's like very goal oriented, very like driven person. So if I tell myself like, you know, you have to message 200 people today, I don't care like hell and high water, like I'm going to message 200 people today. So if I do that, it becomes so stressful and it becomes so much like a job instead of something that I love to do and have fun with it, because I can so easily go to the other side of that. So I just say like as many people as I can. I message anytime that I can. So, while I'm watching Netflix, which I don't actually do very much, going to the grocery store, like waiting in line at the register. I'll talk to people behind me. I'll message people while I'm in the car, riding in the car, anytime that I can, I just message people and answer messages. Something that I've actually done recently that's been super helpful is before I even get out of bed in the morning, I just lay there, because it's so easy to like get up out of the bed and just like start like running, and then you're at the end of the day and you're like, I didn't do anything for my business. So what I've done is I just like lay in bed first thing in the morning. I just pray, and then I get my phone out. I answer any messages that I have, and then I go and message people. Like, I don't know how many people, but I just like message a good amount of people to get me started. And I'm like, if I don't have any more time today, I will at least send something for my business. Because even though I do this full time, like somehow, like I still am so busy every single day. And I'm like, I have no idea how this happens. I don't have kids and I don't have a job and I'm not in school, but I'm still so busy like all the time. So I always do that so I can at least have something done. Then I'll follow people, same thing, like anytime that I can. Like while I'm cooking dinner, I'll just be like following people. So anytime that you scroll on Facebook for the next week, like anytime that you would normally get on Facebook or Instagram and scroll, I want to challenge you to go and follow people instead, because you're going to be like, it's going to become a habit for you. Instead of wasting time doing that, you're going to be following people. And then follow-ups, I usually have to like set aside like 15 minutes, 30 minutes to do my follow-ups. And what I do personally with my follow-ups is the 2-2-2 rule. And that's just something that works for me, and it doesn't work for everyone. So find whatever does work for you, or if your leaders have any better like tips, try those. But I just talk to people, and like whenever I talk to them, I write their name down in a planner. And like for the very first contact, like anytime they message me back. And then I go back to those people like 2 days ago. So today is Tuesday. So I'll go back to the people I talked to on Sunday, and I'll follow up with them and just like say, hey, are you still interested? Or, hey, did you get my last message? I never heard back, so I wasn't sure. Or whatever it is, like however you want to follow up. And then I'll do the same thing for 2 weeks ago on Tuesday, and then 2 months ago on the 6th. So that's just kind of how I keep up. And like, if I can change it around if I need to, if I'm like, okay, well, I need to follow up with this person on Friday, I can switch that. But those are things that I do every single day, like just message, follow up. And yeah, that's basically like the only things I do like super consistently besides talk to my team. And I have like a little Ruby chat with a couple girls on my team who I know are going to go Ruby this month, and I'm just giving them daily tasks to do. So find those leaders on your team and be sure you're talking to them every single day, encouraging your team, things like that.
I love that. I love the 2-2 rule. Like I haven't applied that, but it's such a good way to stay organized with it and just make sure you're like continuously following up and not just like on Fridays or, on the 1st or the 15th. Like there's so many other days ways you can follow and be consistent. What are some ways because you have a big team under you, a lot of distributors, so that means you probably have a lot of loyal customers. You had to sign a bunch to, of course, go triple and go double and stuff. What are some ways that you stay organized with your business?
Like with following up with my loyal customers?
Yeah, like what are some ways that you stay organized, like when you sign them, keeping retention, like keeping your loyal customers, or like with your distributors, like staying organized with it? Like, do you have a system, like after you sign loyal customers up, do you have a system that you go through to keep them?
Yes. And a lot of people are like, you don't have a system, like it's okay, like nobody's perfect in this business, and like it's okay to like not be organized. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like you have to be organized. So I have my organization system right here.
I used to be really organized until I had a child.
Yeah, I know. It's been harder since I have a dog.
It happens.
What I do, I have 2 planners. Okay, so I already told you about the one planner that I have, and it's the one where I write people's names down whenever I first talk to them. So this is my second planner, and what I do in this is, so let's say, Carly signs up today for the hair, skin, and nails. So I'm going to write So today's Tuesday on the 6th, right? So as soon as she signs up, I get an email notification. And I'm one of those people that hates notifications on my phone. So if you're not one of those people, like, may not help you very much. But all my notifications have to be gone at all times. So, like, that's why I respond to messages super fast, because I'm like, this needs to go. So I have to leave that email notification up until I go into the email and read it. And I will write her name down 2 days from now and then 2 weeks from now. Okay, so that would be Thursday the 8th, 2 days. And I'll put her name. I'll put Carly -thanks. Okay, and I'll tell you what that means in a sec. And then I'll do it again in 2 weeks. So Tuesday the 20th is 2 weeks from now. And I'll put Carly -products ? And then what I'll do in 2 days, I'm going to send Carly a message that says thank you. And I mean, obviously, like, right whenever she told me, like, I ordered, like, my order was submitted, I'll say thank you so much, like, you're so sweet. Thank you for ordering. I'll text you in a couple of days. And so what I send to them, and I can send this to y'all if you want me to. It's kind of
you can send it to me, and then I can put it in our page or chat or whatever.
Okay, I'll send it to you now because I know I'm going to forget. I'll send it to you now and then, like, read it from our message. Okay, so it says, hey, I just wanted to send you a quick text and thank you so much for your order and for choosing me as your rep. I'm so excited to see your results. Just wanted to be sure that you're aware of all the benefits of doing this 90-day challenge. And then I tell them all the benefits of things I have not told them before. So I don't tell them about perks points before they order. I don't tell them about any of those things because that's super overwhelming. I don't tell them about the $50 shopping spree, the $150 shopping spree, but they need to know about those things so that they can start ordering for longer than 3 months. And they already have that in their head that, oh, well, if I order for 6 months, I get this. So I want to order for longer. So anyways, and then I'll tell them, like, this is optional if you continue, but just so you know. But if you turn your auto shipment off after the 3rd month, you'll still remain a loyal customer for life and you'll get all the benefits. And then I ask them at that point, because most of my people come from Instagram. So I say, add me on Facebook.com/Morgan McIntyre Adventure. If we aren't already friends, and I'll add you to my Facebook group. And then I ask them, I say, if you feel like I've been helpful at all so far, would you please be willing to post a status or post a picture about me helping you out and giving you a discount? I would so appreciate it. And for every order that I get from you making that post, you'll get a free product. Tag me. So they have the option to post about it. Huh?
I love that.
That is actually one of my very few things that I came up with myself.
No, I love it. I've never heard of anybody else doing that, so that's super awesome.
Yeah, so what that does, it does a couple of things. One, it gets them thinking about being a customer for longer because they're already seeing those shopping sprees. 2, they're going to make a post. And I had a girl post a picture. She was a customer. Had her post a picture of hair, skin, and nails, and I swear she looks like a distributor. In that post, it was, like, so good, like the way that she had the lighting and, like, she was holding hair, skin, and nails. So I literally said, girl. And I put a picture of both of us side by side, and I said, this is a picture of me with the hair, skin, and nails. This is a picture of you with the hair, skin, and nails. They look exactly the same, except I'm making money. Do you want to do this with me? So she joined my business, and she went executive last month. She's going Ruby this month or more. But, yeah, so, like, they
love that.
So they start posting and thinking like a distributor without even knowing it. So you're super sneaky. So then if they start getting people to be customers, so then they can do like referrals. And you don't have to do the whole, like, I'll give you a free product, but I have a lot of free product or like extra products here. So I might as well give them away. And if you think about it, one person ordering even just Fat Fighters for the next 3 months and you giving them a free bottle of Fat Fighters, that you're going to make more money for having that customer, and you're not going to end up losing money for giving them a free product. So that's a lot of why I do that. And because I had another girl who became a distributor who was a customer first, and I told her about this referral program without calling it that, and I told her to post on social media. So she did, and she said, I have this girl who wants to be a customer. She's going to text you. I said, okay, cool. And then she sent me another text like the next day, and she's like, I have 2 other girls who want to be customers. And I was like, well, if you find one more customer and you join this business with me, you could actually get them to sign up with you, and you'll be eligible for a $10,000 bonus. And she was
actually,
like,
right now, that's a really good tip because they have the $100 in free products.
Exactly. Yeah, which they didn't do that then, but yeah, like they had the free products, like the $100 shopping spree. So anyways, so that's the thing that I do. So whenever you sign up a customer, you're going to put 2 days later and you're just going to say thanks. And I just made up 2 days. You can do it whenever, but I just like, I don't want it to be the next day because I want it to be like, oh, I kind of forgot that I ordered. Thanks for reminding me. Like, I don't know, just like checking back in. And then 2 weeks later, it says their name and products. So I'm not even thinking about it. Like, I don't have to worry about it. But on the 20th, I'm going to see on my agenda for the day, ask Carly if she got her products. So I'm going to go and I'm just going to say, hey, Carly, did you get your package yet? And she's going to say, yeah, I did. And like, if they got the wraps, I'm going to be sure to send them a video of how to use the wraps. If they haven't gotten their package by then, like they should have. So I'm going to help them track their order to make sure that it got, sent to them and everything like that, which it normally does. And then if they've had their package for a while, they're like, yeah, I got it the other day and I started on Monday. I'm like, great. Do you have any other questions? How are you feeling so far? What are you mixing your greens with? Things like that. And you're just putting that personal touch in. And so they're like, oh my gosh, like she actually cares. So then from that point forward, I'm getting more messages from my customers first. They're messaging me saying like, oh my gosh, I love the hair, skin, and nails. Like they're sending me pictures. We had that good relationship at that point because I've already messaged them again. Then another thing that I do, so right whenever they become a customer, and this sounds like a lot, but guys, I swear it's not, because if it was, I wouldn't do it. Is that
do you
right?
hear my child screaming?
Yeah.
He's in there with his dad, and he's like screaming his head off. Sorry.
Aww. No, you're fine.
He's mad.
So what I do is I write their name down for 2 days later, 2 weeks later, and then I put their name on an index card. So this girl ordered yesterday. So I put her first name and last name, the day she ordered, and the day her auto shipment runs. Okay. So then on the back, I have what she ordered and the amount of perks points that she has. So I just stick it in this little file, little thingy. I don't know what this is, but you can get it at Sable's for like $5. So basically, I'd like turn these little tabs around. They're like letters, but I turned them around and made them numbers and just put 1 through 6. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, 1 through 6, 7 through 13, 14 through 20, 21 through 24, and then 25, because we know all the orders run on the 25th, and you have a lot of orders that day, so I have that one all by itself. So what I do is a couple days before their orders run, so today's the 6th, so on the 5th, I messaged everyone, so yesterday, I messaged all these people whose orders run on the 7th through the 13th. And what I say to them is just something super simple. And I switch it up depending on like what month it is. Like if it's their very first month, they get their, order like automatically shipped to them. So they ordered last month. I'll just send them a message and just say, hey, like just a reminder that your order is going to run sometime this week. And if you want to switch your order, now is the time to do it. I'll be happy to help you. You currently have $5 or 5 perks points, which is $5 in free product credit that you can use after your 3 months is up. And then I just start telling them like that I hope that they like their products and all that stuff. And then they're always like, yeah, I love my products. Or like another girl, like yesterday, I messaged her about it. And she was like, yeah, I actually want to do something like that'll help with my belly fat. So she was ordering ThermoFit, and now she's getting the Target Trio. So you can start talking to people about their goals, and sometimes you can even get them to order a bigger pack, showing them like, hey, you can keep the ThermoFit, but let's add this into it because this is really going to help you with your goals if you're messaging them every month. Now, if you have someone like that girl ordered wraps, I don't want her to order wraps all 3 months probably, unless she wants to, because she could do like the, full 12. But most people aren't going to order wraps for the rest of their life every single month. So you want to get them using a different product. So what I would say maybe on the 2nd month is say something like, hey, like I know you've been using the wraps every month so far. I know that you're loving your results. And what would you think about adding the cleanse into it so that you can see even better results inside, and then you can continue to get the results, like cosmetically too with the wraps. And so then I'll start like suggesting other products. And even if they get a product that's less BV, it doesn't matter because they're going to eventually be like a lifetime customer because they're going to see all these products that they love. So on their 3rd month, so this is their last order that they have to get, right? After this, they don't have to order anything else. What I'll say is only 3 more orders until your $50 shopping spree. So I'm counting down with them every month and saying like 4 more orders, 3 more orders. And they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. I'm like, weird, because I told you every single month, but And then they're like, like 2 more orders, like 1 more order, and then they're like so excited. They're like counting down the days, and they're like, so how do I use my perks points? Then they're using their perks points, which is huge because if they go over that, we get the volume from that too. So it's a really good system, and I know Jocelyn Yates said that she, on their 3rd month, she's like, okay, I know you've been using the hair, skin, and nails, and you did the 90-day challenge with that. Would you be willing to do another 90-day challenge for me with the greens or whatever? And if you do, then I'll give you a free $50 credit for helping me out. And it's literally the exact same thing as what I just said, just worded differently. So there's lots of different ways you can do it. I think Jade Hooper does that too. Clearly, I watch a lot of training videos because I know what everyone does with their teams for loyal customer retention. But
the best thing you can do is watch YouTube.
The what?
One of the best things you can do is watch YouTube.
That's why I said I usually don't watch Netflix. I'm usually watching training videos. But, and then the very last thing, and this is going to sound super overwhelming, but I promise it's not. It's a super easy system. But remember whenever I told you that in that customer, like, thank you, I told them to add me on Facebook, to add them to my customer Facebook group. So I have a customer Facebook group called Our Lovely Loyals, and I'm really horrible with names, so if anyone wants to, like, throw out some ideas, that's fine. I'm open to that. But anyways, I used to have it just for me, but now I've opened it up to my whole team. So what we do is we have, people message you all the time and they're like, oh my gosh, I love these products. So they send you a before and after and you're like, holy crap, this is crazy. So what we have them do then is we ask them if they'll post that on our page for us. And ask them like, hey, would you mind sharing that on the page and show everyone else your results? So what they're going to be doing then is other loyal customers of mine are going to be seeing my distributor Macy's loyal customer and her wrap results. And it's going to be so much different than me saying, hey, you should try the wraps. I love my results. I'm going to get something out of that. This loyal customer is not getting anything out of them becoming a customer. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to trust that more than just me telling them that. We're also I have a lot of loyal customers that become distributors, and they're some of my best distributors. So this is another reason why customer retention is so important, not to just keep them as customers, but to turn them into distributors. I was a customer first. A lot of my best distributors, by best distributors, I just mean ones that super love this business and work really hard. They were customers first, and they love this business because they fell in love with the products. So when we have someone who's a customer becomes a distributor, we shout them out on that page and we're like, so-and-so love their results from blank, whatever product, so much they decided to make money just by telling their friends about these products. And then we're just talking about how excited we are. And then all my team is welcome, we're so excited to have you. And then everybody's oh, I could do that. And so then they start thinking about becoming a distributor. So there's a lot of really good things that you can do with that Facebook page and telling people, hey, we have this BOGO wrap deal going on right now, which we don't, but if we did, we could tell them that. Or, about different flash sales that we have about the cleanse and the wraps we just did. I told my page that because there's no way I can message all my customers in one day or the weekend or however long you have. So it's just a really good way to contact them and just get the word out really fast. And then I did something last month and it was just way easier. Instead of messaging them individually, I got way better feedback by doing a big post. And then one person commented, they're like, I'll do that. It was about ordering an extra product and I would send them a product. But anyways, they were like, I'll do it. So then they saw other people doing it. They're like, well, I'll do it too. So it just creates I don't know, a really good
volume boost.
Yeah, we did that for promoting.
Yeah, that's super awesome. I love all those tips. We haven't ever created a little customer page, but that's so good because it keeps you from having to send out a ton of emails, and you can even do reminders for declines. Hey, if you're in this page, make sure your orders go through. They're going to run this time. We'll, put in different stuff to keep them all accountable. And they also see other people's results. They can communicate with each other. They can ask questions. That's such a good idea. I had never considered making a page just for my customers.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people probably want to know about your promoting. You double promoted this year. You went from just a diamond to a triple diamond, and you had to have a lot of volume increase. Diamonds, usually average around 10,000 GB, to maintain that rate. And triples have to maintain a group volume of 50,000 with no more than 25,000 coming from one strong leg. So that's a 40,000 volume increase just from diamond to triple. So everyone's probably wanting to know, like, what were some steps you took getting ready for those promotions? Like, how did you get your team on board? How did you get them fighting for these promotions? Like, what did your communication tactics look like? And it's kind of overwhelming because there's a lot of things that go into promotions, but
Yeah.
just the basics.
This is such a hard question because literally I look back and I like was just saying to sister, I was like, I don't know how the heck that happened. Like
I know we were just talking about this when we were FaceTiming the other day.
Yes, yeah. Like I mean, I worked my butt off, so I know that it was like a lot of work, but I seriously don't know how it happened. Like when I tell you, like, and the thing is, like, I wasn't like a super strong diamond. I mean, I was when I wasn't when I was gonna say I was when I promoted, but I wasn't. So I don't know, like I was like, whenever they say like you have to have 10,000 to maintain, it was like 10,005 some months, you know, like it was like barely scraping that 10,000. So it wasn't like I had like 25,000 as a diamond, you know, like I legit had 10,000. And I remember my volume was like 11,000 in December, and I was like, check me out, you know, like I was like,
that is so high.
And so then in January, like, honestly, I think the turning point for me and like for my team, and this is so weird, and like, I don't know, I just noticed something changed when they did, okay, bye, love you. When they did the $100 Christmas cash. Do y'all remember that?
Yes,
Yeah. I think that was in December, and seriously, like, that made my team work. I swear my team did not enroll 4 customers. No one enrolled 4 customers a month except for me, and I felt like I was pulling a lot of that weight myself. And so when they announced that, then they were like, oh my gosh, like I have something to actually work for, like a reason to get these 4 customers besides boosting my paycheck and changing my life, which whatever. So, but they needed something Christmas cash. And so they like really started working, and I think that gave them a confidence boost, and they were like, I can actually get 4 customers a month. And so then I think a lot of it too is just new blood. Like I had so many people enroll in December, January, February, March, April. I had a lot, and then some in May. But I think it's just seriously like just getting new people that are excited, because if I look at my team now, like if I looked at my triple diamond chart, like some of my best distributors are people who were customers first, and a lot of the people who promoted with me last month, this is so crazy, joined in March or April. So like they weren't even on my team when I went double diamond. Like I'm talking like emeralds.
It just shows what can happen in a month.
Yes, like emeralds on my triple chart were not even in this business. They did not join until April after I went double diamond. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it wasn't like we were super close. We were so far from triple, y'all. You don't even know. Like all my diamonds for triple, you have to have 3, and you have to have a double. All of them were rubies. Okay, we got them from ruby to diamond in 1 month, all 3 of them, and it was literally an act of God, honestly. But I mean, what we did, like we just were excited. I know Courtney did this, and I actually got this tip from her, but I know she does like chats, or she did chats like with her team, like everybody promoting, you know, like the diamond and then the emerald, the ruby, and the executives. So I did them all in one group text, like not a Facebook message, but a group text. And they all really got to know each other. So you have a whole diamond leg, and you have, so if you know what a diamond chart looks like, it's an emerald and a ruby, okay? So you have rubies over here, not making money off of anyone on this side. And they were all becoming friends and cheering each other on. Anytime they got loyal customers, they were all so excited for each other. And I really think that helped so much, because they were like, oh my gosh, this girl's signing up customers. Like, that's awesome. But also, what the heck have I been doing with my life? So I probably started signing up people. And it really was super cool to see those diamonds become leaders, because they didn't notice this, but less and less I started like answering questions, like not as much as the month went on. And I was like, okay, like I'm just backing up a little bit. And so now they have their own chats, like they have their own Zooms, and it's really cool to see all that leadership. But I think that it really just comes down to making sure that everyone knows exactly what they need, where they should be placing, and you just have to break down the chart so that your diamond is looking at the 3 people on their top line that need to be at 400, and their emerald and their ruby. Okay, the ruby should just be looking at their 2 people on their top line and helping their executive get their 2 people to 400. So it just, you don't look at that whole chart and think, holy crap, that's a lot of volume. You just look at that and you say, okay, I'm going to do these. you're going to do these, you're going to do these, and you start delegating and telling everybody. And when they look at that whole Ruby chart and they're like, oh, I only have to get 2 people to 400, cool.
Sounds so familiar.
Yes, and this is literally all from Courtney, so you're not learning anything new. But yeah, like, whenever I watched your YouTube video, I'm telling you, I literally watch YouTube videos all the time. So when
it makes me feel good to think you learned something from me.
I learned a lot from you. I was watching that YouTube video, and I was literally like, yes.
It just breaks it down, and it makes it so much more, like, easier. If it's just a couple people are focusing on just 2 or 3 people, and everybody instead of focusing on this whole chart, like, I've got to feel 5,000 volume. It's like, no, I've got to fill 400.
Yes, exactly. And like, it just breaks it down so much more. You are the reason that I went from diamond to triple. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, like, people knew exactly what they had to have. And I always tell my team to look at a chart and say, okay, I need, 10 distributors to be diamond. I need to sign 10 distributors. I never tell them, like, you need to expect your Ruby to get these people. No. However many distributors I am away from presidential, and I've not counted because I don't want to, but I know how many legs I am away from presidential. And so I'm just focusing on, okay, I have to build a whole entire diamond myself. And if people on that leg help me, great. If they don't, I know that I can do that myself, and I will if I have to. But then it just helps to break it down and be like, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. But I think it's just all about just being excited and knowing that you can do it. Like, I think a lot of them, like, were really boosting their confidence because they were signing up, amounts of loyal customers they never thought they would be able to. Yeah, I don't really know.
I love that.
Just like, I don't remember what your question was, or if I answered it already.
No, you did. It's about promoting and things that you did to, like, delegate, responsibility to make sure everybody's, like, working towards the same common goal. Because the cool thing about this business, guys, is we're not successful unless our team is successful. But you have to put in the work, too. You're going to become a leader, and you're going to have tons of distributors under you, and that they're going to become leaders. But my favorite quote is, we aren't leaders, like, getting followers. Like, we're leaders creating more leaders, so you want to make sure that you're putting in the work that you want your leaders to put in, so because if you're not doing anything, like she said, if she sees that she needs another diamond, if they help her, awesome, but she's going to know that she's got to build that diamond on her own. If I need 20 distributors, I'm going to rely on myself to get those 20 distributors. If they contribute, awesome, but I'm going to rely on myself because this is what I have to do over the next couple of months. So make sure you're working if you want your team to work, okay? Yeah. So that's pretty much all the questions I had. If you have any last minute tips or anything you want to give, that'd be so awesome.
Wait, what did you say? Did you say questions?
If you have any, like, last minute tips or tricks or anything you want to share. You're so cute.
Thank you. I'm a really bad listener. I'm sorry.
My child's still screaming, so it's like I have, like, ADD and can't hear anything but him screaming.
Yeah, I say I'm ADD HD in high definition, but yeah, it's really bad. So, I mean, I guess, so 2 things. One, whenever you're looking at your chart, and this is something that I've been telling teams, like, recently, because this is something that I really realized recently, and everybody's like, oh, like, I didn't realize that, so maybe it'll help somebody on here. When you look at a chart, I don't care if you're going Ruby or if you're going executive or whatever, you want to hand pick your leaders, and you want to pick people, not necessarily like, okay, well, they're a mass enroller, so they're going to be a leader. Okay. But even if they're not a mass enroller, do they have leadership qualities? Like, can you trust them to lead your team whenever you say, hey, go take care of your executive? Can you trust them to go take care of that executive and teach that executive how to get her team to 400? Can you do that? If you can't see yourself doing that, maybe they're not going to be the best person to be your Ruby, So a lot of times we have our charts, we write them in pencil for a reason. They're not carved in wood. They're not, like, etched in stone. Like, you can change it and you can move people. So I had a girl who was an emerald on my double diamond chart, and I knew that she was not going to be a diamond leader. Like, she didn't post, she didn't work, like, she didn't do anything, and I got her completely to emerald by myself. Like, the 2 rubies worked, but I put them all under her, and I said, no, I'm going to take this girl right here because she's a really good enroller, and she's even better of, like, a leader with leadership qualities, so I'm going to pull her up and make this Ruby my diamond, and even though it may take me a little bit longer, I'm going to build strong instead of just quick. because you don't want that whole entire diamond leg to crumble when their leader isn't there for them. And then you're trying to lead every single person on a whole diamond chart because you don't have any leaders. So if you're somebody who's like looking at your chart and you're like, okay, well, you know, this person's almost there. They don't do anything, but I'll just build it for them. I used to do that as a diamond, and I think that's another reason why I was diamond for so long, is because I kept expecting people who never wanted us in the first place to work because I was working for them. And I was like, oh, well, if I place all these people, I'll make them want to work. No, like sometimes maybe, but usually that does not happen. That's never been the case with me. They've still not wanted to work, and then they end up quitting, and I'm like, well, crap, now like that whole leg is gone. So whenever you're building, just make sure that you're choosing leaders who have good leadership qualities and or are good enrollers, like completing their steps to success. And then the last thing, I forgot what I was going to say. One second. This is super awkward. I forgot what I was going to say.
No, you're fine.
I don't remember, but I'll just say this instead because it just popped in my head. Be excited and, there we go. I got it. Okay, so
Got it.
a lot of people think that whatever they want to do, like, is not achievable. Prime example, I did not think that I would ever be anything more than a diamond. And a lot of you are like, well, I'm a distributor, I'll never get to executive, or I'm an emerald, I'll never get to diamond. So you have to speak life into yourself and into your business, because whatever you think about and speak about, you bring about. And if you're telling yourself you'll never be this rank, you're exactly right. And you will never get to that rank until you start telling yourself that you can do it, because you can. And it's going to take you a lot of work, but you can do it. And what I really want you to do is think about why. And, you know, every time that you promote, you probably have to come up with a new why, because you probably were able to accomplish that with your promotion. So when I went diamond, instead of just sitting there and twiddling my thumbs thinking like, okay, I'm good, I should have been thinking, okay, what next? And that's what Mark Pentecost always teaches us, is to think, okay, what next? Like, how can I think bigger and dream bigger and help other people? So that's really what you need to be thinking of every single time. And whenever you think about those things, and I was telling a girl on my team this, who was super discouraged, I was, asking her, I was like, well, why do you want to do this business? And she was like, well, I just really want to help my friends who aren't able to pay their bills. And I was like, well, that's like really great. That's super like thoughtful of you, but you need to think of something like, it can be that, but you need to make it more specific. Like, how much money would you need every month to be able to help them and also be able to pay your own bills? And then she was like talking to me about that. And then I was like, what are your big, like, long-term goals? And she said that she wanted to own like a tiny house and travel around the country, which I thought was super cool. And so I was like, okay, how much does a tiny house cost? She was like, I don't know, like 30 or 40,000. I said, okay, you need to figure out the exact amount of the tiny house. You need to pick out the colors that you want for it. And you need to print all of it out and put it on your wall in your bedroom, or put it in like a little folder or a binder. Like, you need to literally print it out and know the exact cost of it so that you can have a goal, because you have to make it specific. And whenever you print it out like that, you're gonna be able to visualize it and see it like, okay, that could actually happen. So then I said, she said she wanted to travel. I said, where's one place you would go right now if you could go anywhere? And she said, Scotland. I said, I want you to right now go and look up airplane tickets to Scotland. I want you to write down the amount that they are, and I want you to print out one. And then I want you to write down the amount every month that you would want to have, and write yourself a check, write it out as from Mark Pentecost to yourself in that amount, and have it hanging up in your room. So you need to visualize whatever your goals are. You need to visualize that for yourself. If it's a car that you want, then you need to print out the picture of that car, tape it up on your wall. You need to take, okay, you have $40,000 of student loans. Write a check for yourself to yourself for $40,000 from Mark, and say, this is for your student loan debt. So you have to like visualize that step. And seriously, when you do that, it goes even further than just a dream board. And you start really seeing that, like, okay, this is exactly what I need. This is what I have to do to get there. I need $5,000 a month. That's double diamond. So this is what I need to get double diamond, and you start small and you work your way back up. And you have to know that it can happen, because it seems so far like off. I was March 24th. I was still a diamond. Triple diamond seemed very far off, and that was my goal to be triple diamond by December 31st of this year. So everything seems so far off until you're right there at it. So you have to go ahead and dream big, because that's the only way that you're ever going to get there. So I don't know if that helps. But.
Yes, it helps so much. It's okay. We've been doing this for about an hour now, so we're going to let you go. But thank you so much for doing this. You're so cute. You're so sweet. And congratulations on your promotion. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. I'll be cheering you on all the way to presidential.
Yay. Thank you. I'll see y'all at Green Carpet.
All right. Bye, girl.
Bye.